Oh, man. I'm going to warn you, dude. I've gotten pretty bad at podcasting.
What do you mean? You've been
My s-
doing it.
I know, but for whatever reason, it
It's-
seems like
it's
my
morphing?
skill has been going down.
What do you? Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm unfamiliar with the podcast. I know you're doing it, and I've seen some clips, or I've seen like some audio clips, and I believe in you. But I'm excited to see what's about to happen. But so do you have like an umbrella the show falls under?
Is the switch up? No umbrella. It's very loose.
Wow.
Anything and everything. And that seems to be the big problem with it.
But isn't
Yeah.
that what a podcast turns into no matter what?
That's a good point. I honestly don't like the structured ones because it's like, I won't say who, but there's a comic in our scene that has a podcast, and I tried to watch it, and the intro literally was like, "You are not the audience for this. If you're not the right audience, go away." And I was like, okay, well,
That's verbatim how they opened?
not verbatim,
Oh.
but it was like what the niche that they were talking about.
They had niched
was
down so
like-
much.
yeah.
They
It
had
was like-
if they were a piece of paper, they'd folded themselves into like
yeah,
a
exactly.
molecule.
Yeah, as much as you possibly could. And I was like, okay, I guess this isn't for me. But the production value is very high.
Okay.
I've noticed
So
that.
that kept you around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the fancy graphics and I was like,
That's all we need, dude.
I'm in.
Just give me some bright colors. And I'll give you 45 seconds.
Dude, exactly. We're all just trying to figure out how to engage the people.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, the number one most foolproof way seems to be showing your feet.
Really?
Yeah.
Number one?
I'd say it's number one. I stumbled upon it. So that's like a big lore of my podcast is that, do you not know anything about this? The feet stuff?
No, I thought it was about stand-up.
No. This is, well, I guess tangentially it is because it's about the pod, but
Post that clarity. Right? Am I right or am I wrong?
it should be about stand-up, yes.
Okay.
But most people.
So you have a podcast called Post That Clarity and it's about feet?
No. It's not
I'm
about
on a
feet.
footcast?
It's not about feet, but it inevitably does be. Yes, it is about feet.
Okay. So
In a roundabout
basically
way.
you started the podcast you thought you wanted and it became the podcast that you have to have.
I started the podcast I thought I wanted, and an audience came to me and demanded that I change it to another thing.
They were like, all this talking's good, but just put
Yeah,
some
exactly.
fucking feet in the thumbnail, dude.
Take off the shoes. Have the same conversation. It's not that hard to do.
Less talky, more footsie.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten messages at like 3 a.m. from guys that are like, "Really, dude? No feet in the pod?" I was just like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm not gonna indulge this."
Any feet?
Yeah, I
Man
know.
feet or lady feet?
Because you see, they get to the bargaining phase
Yeah.
of feet. But one of the weird things about that is the sock guys have been more virulent than the just regular feet guys.
Okay.
So there's an entire subset of foot fetishists that are just into
Socks
guys
only.
in socks.
I would be way more into that than
Because
just
you
raw
kind of
foot.
get it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a girl in a miniskirt.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
the
yeah. I don't.
potential.
Yeah, I can let my imagination work.
Yeah.
I know what I want my foot to look like.
Absolutely. Hammer toe.
Yeah, I don't want to actually see it.
My ideal foot is like a Shaquille O'Neal foot. Just
From
one
the
that's
Icy
like-
Hot commercial, he's putting his foot.
Yeah. Dude, my freshman year in college, we had like this shitty basement dorm in this old bathroom, and there was one huge black guy named on the basketball team who would take shits without shoes on in the bathroom. And so you'd be in the stall like this, and you'd just see his foot, and he was such a big guy that his foot would be like halfway across the divider.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there would just be a bear claw.
Oh my god.
And he had like the Shaq feet where like the toes are crossed over.
Oh, I'm
and
sure
shit.
they were hideous.
I should probably bleep his name. That
What
was
happened to
kinda-
him?
Someone told me he got really fat.
Oh.
But bears
I mean,
do that.
if shitting with no shoes on is a fat guy move, I feel like. You don't think so?
Wait, what do you mean?
I feel like that's an exclusively like kind. I feel like if you shoot with your shoes off in the bathroom, I feel like you're more than likely to be a fat person.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, you gave me pause. Like, I was like, did I speak English?
Dude, I kind of came at you there. I'm sorry.
You did. I was like, oh my god, am I at gunpoint?
I've never responded that way
What
to
a-
a fat accusation.
Yeah. What did
before.
you think I said?
I don't know, dude. I'm on edge. I've been on edge recently. Dude, I don't know if I should say this, but I like missed this meeting for my work because my throat started closing up, and I was like, I should get this checked out. So I missed this meeting with like all these higher ups, And then I get an email, the transcript of the meeting, and it's like an AI overview, and it says
Ugh.
like the gang starts by discussing Harry's problematic, like racist humor in the workplace.
No.
I swear to God.
No.
I swear to God. I'll show you a picture of the email, and so I just
gang.
look at that and I'm like, oh man,
This
that's
is
not,
factual?
This is I swear to God.
You got an AI summary of the meeting you skipped, and they led with your racist.
It led with like it wasn't the gang, but it was like
Oh,
the
okay.
group addresses Harry's potentially racist comments or something.
Do you know what they're talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what they're talking
What'd you
about.
say?
So I'll tell you exactly what I said.
Okay.
Exactly what I said. So
Oh, so this isn't a podcast. This is an affidavit or something.
no, I don't need to do this. I don't.
You're like
If you think that's what this is, I don't need to do this.
I don't think I need to be on. Look at the camera and tell them what happened.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Well, but then it's more incriminating. This guy came up and he was like, Kanye's tweeting some crazy anti-Semitic shit, and I just said, oh, that's funny. And then he just goes, dude, you think Nazis are funny? That's so cringe.
Oh my
And I just was
God.
like, what? Oh my God. It was like what I did to you, where you were just like,
Well,
you were
oh,
backed against a wall.
Yeah, yeah. Like
You're
I
like,
didn't
what
even
the
know we were
hell's going on?
fighting. Yeah.
And then the girl with him agreed, and they were like, do you not understand like the cultural significance of World War II? And I was like, are you seriously doing this to me right now?
Yeah.
Like it was like Inglorious Bastards, whatever. Now I am making an affidavit. But 20 minutes later, the girl makes a 9/11 joke, and she's laughing, and I lean in and I'm like, so you think? I mean, that was a tragedy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was horrible.
Yeah.
And you think that was funny?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah. And I was like, but Nazis? No?
Yeah.
And then she was like, that's not the same thing. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, you actually challenged her on this.
Oh, I did, yeah. She refused to acknowledge the hypocrisy of the situation. And then the next day, one of my other coworkers came into the break room, and I was like, I got accused of thinking Nazis are funny. And he was like, oh, yeah, I heard. And I was like,
God.
oh, that's. And then what he was like, yeah, they said you said that Hitler's funny. And I was like, well, now
Oh
they're
my
creating
God.
things. And then so I
They're
had
out
to
to get you, bro.
I know, there was a witch hunt.
Yes.
And I had to
You're
listen.
Trump.
I had to
You're Trump now.
a lot of coworkers. They're coming at me. They're not gonna get me.
No, boo boo.
Yeah, but I watched and then so I watched these higher ups like debate over whether or not they should still have me on because of what people have said
Whoa.
about me. So I watched
Whoa.
my own trial after it happened,
Oh my God.
and it was just the most nerve-wracking thing in the world. And nothing happened of it actually, but
So did you have to have like a meeting, and they're like, so
I did have a meeting.
they like
Yes.
show you a clip of Hitler giving a speech, and they're like, is this funny?
Yeah, that's what they always do. They pick like, or I hate when people are just like, explain how that's funny. It's like, I don't know, dude. You weren't there. Everybody laughed.
Yeah.
I can't really explain it.
Yeah, the Holocaust. Thanks to the Holocaust, we got Lenny Bruce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jewish people got 1,000 times funnier. Look on the bright side. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's preposterous and totally passive aggressive, and I can't explain to you how much I hate and misunderstand work culture.
Yeah, completely. And because there's like a you versus you at work. It's kind of like Severance.
You versus you.
Like, are you the same you at work? How
Uh,
different is it? Or is it just like, are you just completely like, are you saying everything that you would say in regular life?
Typically, no. My work's a little more chill, and they know I do stand up, and they like that. So
That's sick.
they'll kind of like throw me softballs here and there. So I'm like, bing, bang, bing, bang.
Ooh. Yeah, they're just tossing you alley oops.
Yeah.
Alley
But
oops.
I definitely have been in an office and have said things just like even before I did comedy where people were like, I'm like, guys.
Yeah. It's like I didn't even think that was even on the radar
Yeah.
of doing it.
Yeah.
Or they just misinterpret it.
I don't know, dude. I think some people wake up and I think people don't know how to handle those conversations or that material, whereas comics were like a lot more
Yeah.
familiar and comfortable.
I feel like we actually listen to what's being said.
Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, because we're listening because we're looking for a place to find a laugh.
Yeah.
It's like, where do I fit into this terrible thing? And I think most people they're not comfortable around those topics, so they like panicked. He didn't know how to respond to you because he's like, if I laugh back with him, then I'm
Yeah.
bad. So I'm just gonna tattle. Everyone is a child, dude. That's the one thing I've
Did you ever
learned.
tattle when you were a kid?
Never. No, I think probably once.
Do you remember a time you snitched real bad?
Snitch, dude. This is a great question.
Now we're in our groove.
Yeah. A snitch?
The golden snitch.
I was an older brother, so I was usually the one getting tattled on. You know,
So you must have hated
I,
snitches.
I was doing the wrongs out there in the world. So yeah.
So what was the most betrayed you ever felt like then?
Oh, the most I felt betrayed. Wow. What if I just start crying?
That would be so awesome.
I was 11. It was the day before Halloween.
I was gonna be Jason for Halloween, and then my friend went as the same
most
one.
betrayed.
Yeah, it'd be funny if this was like first grade.
Yeah, I had a. It wasn't betrayal, but it was like a realization of like, oh, like the world is complex, and safety isn't guaranteed. And I had a third grade teacher who, like, as a kid, I was like, this bitch doesn't like me. I was like, I don't know why. She's got something against me. But
Yeah.
I do good. I'm obviously hilarious. I'm cute as hell. Why does this bitch hate me like this? Like, she was just like constantly killing me for any mistake I made. Principal's office. I wasn't even a principal's office.
Oh, she's sending you to the office?
I wasn't even a principal's
Dude,
office kid.
that's like a big deal.
Yeah, I remember
Holy
we were at
shit.
a talent show, and I was like, dude, I can't see squat from here. She goes, and you can't see squat from the office either. No! I was like, what? In front of the whole class? I'm like,
She WWE'd you.
I was like, golly, lady.
That's so awesome.
I've never been in the office my whole life. So like walking
You
back.
gotta be shaking on
I'm
the
like,
way to
good
the office.
God. Yeah, she turned me into a terrorist. And then there were other times I would
Dude,
like get
that's so sick.
I would get in trouble or like just being a kid, and she would always like throw the book at me. And
She threw the book at you?
no, like the
Oh, okay,
as
yeah,
much authority as she could wield or
Yeah.
yield, whichever one, she would do that. She would
Uh-huh.
punish me to the maximum amount of the law. And I was like, I'm not doing anything. Like, I don't get this. And it didn't make sense. And I remember telling my parents, I was like, yo, this bitch hates me. What the fuck? I don't get it. And then like 20 years later, maybe not that long, I found out, dude, that this lady asked my dad to prom in high school.
No way.
And he stood her up. Stood her up.
Dude, that is so amazing. That is so amazing.
And my whole life I've had this authority complex. I'm like, they're trying to fuck me, dude.
It all makes
And
sense.
I was right. Something was
Dude,
going
yeah,
on.
the vindication. Yeah, do you remember like the vindication that you had after that happened?
Well, it was a long time before, and it's just like, as a parent, I feel like they should have told me.
Yeah, they should have told you day one.
But they didn't. And
Like
I
the
don't.
first day of that class, they should have been like, "Daddy stood this woman up.
Yes.
She's gonna be a huge
Yes.
bitch to you."
Yes. It would have made sense because they definitely heard me complain, and they saw me getting in trouble. It's
Like,
like,
ah, you just suck, I guess.
yes, you're going backwards. Yeah.
Did they say that?
No.
You said that like a Native American. You're going backward, Jack.
So yeah, dude, it was vindication. Yes, because I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. Conspiracies are real, or like not necessarily conspiracy, but people have ulterior motives, including adults
Against kids.
Yes.
That is really wild.
because
Yeah,
as
you
a
didn't do
kid,
anything.
Yes. So the epitome of innocence, as these snowflakes right here, dude. And we've done nothing, as pure as it gets. So anytime you have a problem with a kid, it's you, dude.
No, that's totally you're correct. You're
Yes.
correct. And because I've had problems with kids,
Yeah.
and I get that.
It's hard, but their intentions are good, from what I can tell.
They don't even have intentions.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
It's just survival, I guess. And
That means that you were very self-aware, though.
what do you mean?
I was so stupid as a kid. I remember being stupid. I remember like, if someone didn't like me, I was like, "This is the end of the world." And
Well, I definitely had that too.
Well, I mean, I guess you can have both. Both can coexist.
It definitely sucked. It's like going into work every day and your fucking boss is just on your back all the time.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're good at getting people on your side?
Yeah.
Same. It's a very useful skill when like you're not good at something.
Yeah.
That was like if I was in a group project in high school, I was either the person who did the entire project myself and was like, don't worry about it, guys, or I just did absolutely nothing and I was like, I'm going to be a locker room guy on this.
Yes.
I'm going to like be a huge group morale, almost a project manager.
Yes. Damn, that's funny. Do you watch Survivor? Are you familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I love Survivor.
Dude, us too. And
But just vibes, guys.
yes, you can just kind of get through on that.
That's
for a little
huge, yeah.
while. Because you're not
Let's just go to the
threatening.
end. Let's just keep this alliance the whole way.
Man.
We've got majority. Let's
Yes.
just not fuck each other, and then we can all split the bill.
Yeah, but it never works like that because
No,
you know.
Because Laura fucking stabs you in the back. Yeah.
Someone found the hidden immunity
All right.
Band-Aid.
Me and my friend had this discussion. If you shook somebody's hand on a deal on Survivor or like an agreement, would you ever stab them in the back, or would you be truly a man of your word?
Of course, I sit here and I would be like Marcus Aurelius.
Do you have honor?
Yeah, but I extend my hand and not mean it.
To another vessel of similar thinking capacity.
I would like to think no, I wouldn't. Or it would be great to only do it once, like at the end. Like
Yeah.
you're like I don't shake.
Yeah, it's your nuke.
But yeah,
that
that's like
ends
your
World War
bit.
II.
Like, I
yeah.
don't shake hands with anybody, and at the end you do it and you fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, just from day one, when they all get on the beach, you're like, if anybody wants to shake my hand, I'm not doing it. I don't trust anybody here. And then on the last thing, be like, I promise I won't fuck you right now.
The virgin handshake, you bring it out, it's glistening.
Jeff Probst is like, holy shit. Jack, who swore against high fives, is extending his hand.
That would be great. But I think I love it when people get on Survivor and they're like, people are lying.
I know. They're like, I didn't expect them to lie about that. And it's like, yeah, you are fighting for like $1 million
Yes,
right
dude.
now.
God, people aren't eating or sleeping. You think they're gonna be considerate?
That's why I honestly liked a lot of the early seasons, because the people didn't know how to play the game yet. So a lot of it was just like
it played out
how we
naturally.
feel about each other. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Which was, I thought, really interesting.
That was the first season
They'd
we
just be like,
watched.
Brandon's a dick.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be like, we can keep Brandon around and then get rid of him later.
Yeah, he's killing the vibe.
And he's like good on the physical competitions or whatever.
Yeah, it was real literal in the
Yeah.
first. That was the first one we ever watched. Was like season 3. It was like 1999. I was like, oh, this is crazy.
I know.
They just put fucking like
They're
watching
doing-
it in retrospect, like in the 90s or whenever it started, is so rich.
Dude, one of the episodes in the beginning is like each race is a different color and they're all different tribes.
Yes.
They had like the yellow, they had like the Asians, the black, the
That's how
Latinos,
you know-
the whites.
That's how you know it was like the dawn or pre-internet because no one was complaining enough.
No, nobody was complaining. They were all
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I think it's cool."
Yeah, cool. This all makes
Yeah,
sense.
you
The
know,
symmetry's great.
Proud of where I come from. Cut to one guy's like, "I fucking hate it." No, they were all nice.
I do love it though. Every 5th season, it seems like the black contestants will get together and be like, these white people are trying to fuck us, man.
Hey man,
They're like, you know.
let's just stick together. Come on, this isn't about
This
the
shit
game.
is playing out like real life. It's not
You're
a
not
game.
gonna hang out with that guy. All right, so I was thinking about this. If you had Survivor with your coworkers, how well are you doing?
Ooh, I don't
Your
know.
entire office.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think I'm either getting voted out, literally the first person, or I can make a run.
Yeah, I think that they would align against me so fast.
That's how I feel as well.
Yeah, they would be. They're like, we got to get him out.
They'd be like, even like the people I thought, because I was like, who am I gonna make an alliance with? Because these people are gonna group off.
Yeah,
And then I could just see them being like, yeah, I mean.
yeah.
But also for physical challenges, though, we are assets. We're good athletes.
That is true, but I feel like the more Survivor goes, I feel like they found a way to
That's
level
true.
the playing field a
Yeah.
little bit. But that is, yeah. I think that the human nature is
that
going to
could
be
get
like,
us past one round.
yeah. But my coworker, like 2 of my coworkers or my bosses are both like 5'5", and I just like, if this was like Bible times, they would never work. They would be like, we have to kill him now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they'd be like, he's a giant.
Yeah, we have to kill him immediately.
Someone get the trebuchet.
They're not going to work with me. Yeah. So I don't know. I think obviously you play Couch Survivor. It's like, how would I do? It's like I feel like I could go in there and throw disinformation around and all that stuff. But I feel like I would laugh.
Oh yeah,
Like,
for sure.
'cause
I'd
I
break.
don't really lie, except for this whole podcast. But no.
Everything I've said is a lie. Literally everything, especially the stuff in the beginning.
The stuff about the teacher fully made up. No, I think I would end up like smiling and shit, giving away my laughs. I don't know if I trust myself being devious.
Yeah.
But I think we're kind of slow playing ourselves because I know we played sports. I think.
No, we'd get cunning.
Yeah, I think eventually, like, oh, this is just we're playing a game.
Yeah, we are playing a game.
And here we go.
I would try my ass off.
Yeah, 100%.
But the problem is, I think I would out try what my brain's capable of, and I'd like start a second rumor, and they'd be like, "Doesn't that contradict the thing you just told me?" And I'd be like,
"Yeah, you can't be
fuck." or I'd just be like that one idiot who thinks he's like a genius, and everybody in the cutaways is just like, Harry thinks we're all in an alliance, and we're not. Like, nobody likes him.
Yeah, because he starts with like insults to like Harry said you were fat. Did you just hear that?
And they cut to me. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I was trying to show them my candor.
Oh damn! Yeah, I think you don't want to be that guy that's like, yeah, I'm Machiavelli, and they don't even know it, and I'm sitting here planting seeds.
They're playing like Pink Panther music while you're tiptoeing around.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they just make fun of you.
I had no idea I would like to show the way that I do. It's
oh totally.
It's so fun because usually I don't anything mainstream or network TV. I'm like, no, I'm too cool. But I was like, damn, this is fascinating. This is an experiment.
Absolutely.
And anything I can watch from the 90s or like anything you can watch like 20 years later is hilarious. I'm always down for that. I can't watch anything without like a one layer of irony. I don't think I'm broken.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't give a fuck. Well, I guess there wasn't a fuck to give. It was just different.
Yeah, they were just like, we know we have a hit TV show, and we're just going to press play, whatever.
We're going to get away with it. I mean, that's the dream. Just have like a TV show. My dream used to be like a Family Guy thing.
What do you mean?
Seth MacFarlane was my hero. He was like one of my earliest comedy heroes.
Not anymore?
I mean, he still is, but like I've just like so leaned into stand-up.
I could see you being a Family Guy. I feel like you could.
Oh, I love.
You could quote
Animation
like
Domination on Sundays. It would be like the Cleveland Show, Family Guy, American Dad, Bob's Burgers, and then sometimes they had like Archer.
Yeah.
And it was just like amazing. But yeah, Seth MacFarlane. I was like, I want to have my own show that's animated and do all the voices myself, and write it. I thought that was what I was gonna do.
Well, you still can. You act like you have terminal cancer.
It's dead, dude.
No.
I killed that kid.
You're about to lose your job.
He's dead. I need to make my own show.
Yeah, but you're never gonna forget that was what you wanted to be, and you're either gonna ignore that your whole life or just do it.
But it's like right now the time that I have is so valuable, and it's like I need to put it towards just stand up.
Fair enough.
I think.
No, I've put off all kinds of dreams.
I'm also writing a screenplay.
Hey, let's go.
But it's like, if I then try, I don't have I'll get the resources one day. All right. 10 years from now, and I'm gonna call it. Oh, fuck! I'm working on the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't need the name. I tried to write a couple screenplays. No shit. No bullshit.
No bullshit.
It was very hard, but.
Did you finish any?
Yes.
What was the title? Well, give me the log line. Elevator pitch me.
Well, my dad. So it started. My dad wrote one in the '90s, and we all dug it up and tried to rewrite it, and it was a disaster.
Was it about standing up that woman?
No.
And the subsequent fallout on the kid?
I don't get it.
What was it about?
It was about him, basically. He had he had found
my life.
He that's not totally true. No, it was like a kind of a supernatural thriller kind of thing.
Whoa.
He found out about a rare kind of lightning called a red sprite, and he designed a story around someone getting struck by this lightning.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but we couldn't.
So
none of us knew what we were doing, and it was just this bizarre exercise we did.
So Was it the goal to be like a Shazam, like a Marvel like a superhero,
Yeah, it
or
was kind of pre-Marvel.
Stephen King?
He wrote it more in the '90s, so pre-Marvel. And me and my brother were looking at it, and we were like, "This is crazy." This is
Dad's
what-
fucking
it's like,
batshit.
This is a wild.
Wait. So how old are you when he's writing this? Do you know he's writing it the whole time?
So my dad's very creative. He wrote a novel. At some point, he was a surgeon, and he wrote a novel, kind of like a thriller about euthanasia in the '90s.
Damn.
Yeah, and I don't know how successful it was. He's got pictures that makes it look, it
Yeah.
looks. So he's always been kind of pursuing that. He always had story ideas that he's trying to get out of himself, and I don't remember him writing this really, but him and my brother were into it, and like as I was still playing baseball, and I was like, hey, I want to. I was like, let me in. Let me play around. This looks fun, and it was fun, but so hard, and we didn't really. What we did was not good. Like it was no one really knew what we were doing. It was fun, but like we didn't understand how to write a story and pace that and all that stuff. After doing stand up for 6 years now, I'm like, I feel like I can convey a message to a crowd, and you can make that message convey off a piece of paper.
Yeah.
You have a better idea of how to do that.
Storytelling.
But that was so hard about writing a screenplay. Is like you don't know if it's like you can't open mic it, so you don't actually know if it's good
until you get someone else to look at it and be like, oh.
So it was difficult. But then I tried to write a couple on my own, and it was cool because I was like, I'm creative and I like doing that, but it's not really like a skill I have.
Yeah.
But best of luck.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
My first, I did like 2 drafts of this in college, and they were each like 60 pages or something. It was like it was my entire class. It was just working on this screenplay for the semester, and then I was gonna try to pitch it, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna make it into a book. So I wrote 80 pages of it into a book, and so much of the story changed just naturally as I wrote it into a book. And then I was like, I want this to be a screenplay again.
Nice.
So I redid it as a screenplay, and then got in contact with my professor, and we met up, and my other professor, and they basically were like, they were very honest. They were like, it's almost like we taught you this and you're not doing any of it.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, you're right. This does really suck a lot. It was really brutal because I wrote it like a book. I would like put little crumbs. Because if you have a book and something pays off like 90 pages later, you're like, ooh, it was in the beginning.
Yeah,
but in a screenplay, it's like it's got to happen
so
right
fast.
away. Yeah. So they were like, you have to like do a lot to change this.
It's a.
Which I respect.
Yeah. I think it would, like, if without working on a movie set, it would be hard to know how to make that into the tempo or rhythm that they want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really almost like if you could just write like a really good like 5-page synopsis first. I'm like, hey, these are the beats, and then you just kind of fill it in from there. But yeah, I found it to be totally overwhelming and like so abstract, and like I could never.
Yeah, you like it feels like a web, and the more it extends out, the less you can like grasp the web.
Yeah.
And it gets very it's like you said it's like you're creating a universe.
Yeah.
And then you're like tinkering with the universe, which
Yeah.
makes it sound like so much more than it is. I like the term world building in writing because like you are just like, in Coraline, have you seen Coraline?
Of course, yeah.
Shout out Neil Gaiman.
Dude, I love that
very,
movie.
Very
love that
bad
movie.
guy. Very bad
Is he?
guy. Oh, did you not hear?
I don't know. All these I feel like
it happened on an island, so you can take a guess. It wasn't Epstein's island though. He had his own.
Neil Gaiman, who is he the writer?
Mm-hmm. Writer of Coraline.
Okay, but the movie was just he.
Anyway,
it was his intellectual property.
He did bad things.
Okay.
Well, he wrote the book.
Okay.
He wrote the book that inspired the movie.
Okay, and he had a sex island.
Yeah.
With.
I think it was his kid's nanny, and his wife helped him do it.
That's not that bad. He's just banging the nanny?
No, he was raping the nanny.
Oh. I know nothing about this. I can't. I'm sorry. I know that we were talking about something.
No, I can't be laughing right now. This is bad.
So hold on. I don't know anything.
I don't know if I do either.
Okay.
I mean, I think what I told you is correct.
He was taking his nanny to a rape island, and his wife was helping him do it.
I do believe that is correct.
Interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, so this scene in the movie, have you seen the movie?
Of course, yeah. I
Yeah,
love
where
Coraline.
like she like walks around the world and it turns to like white because
Yeah.
it's not like created by the mother.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when you're writing a screenplay. It's like everything you write is that, and then the more you write, the more it like expands around a globe. And when you start out with just an idea, it's like you can walk out of it so quick.
Yeah. You, where it's supposed to be, whatever path it's supposed to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
And then there's an optimal path to take through that world that you built,
Yeah.
like a line to follow.
I feel like it's probably something that's done best with a partner because it's like you need something to bounce your idea off of because otherwise if it just bounces off into the fucking you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You got to have some type of parameter.
That's why there's always like the Russo brothers or fucking
Yeah.
Who are the other brothers that are really good?
Coen brothers.
Yeah, the Coen brothers.
Yeah. I think that was the future I envisioned was me and my brother writing screenplays, but we just sucked at it, I think.
If you had a duplicate version of you, like an exact clone of you, do you think that you and him would like collaborate well together on stuff? Or do you think you'd butt heads because you're the same person?
Do we know that we're the same person?
He knows that he was a clone that was made of you, and there might be a little jealousy that
Oh,
he's
he
a
would
clone.
kill me. Yeah, he would kill me at some point. He would strangle me to death.
So
If I
would
had
you? So would you
authority
get the
over it-
jump on him?
Huh?
Would you get the jump on him then? The best defense is a good offense.
Yeah. I don't know. I would see if he would like run to the grocery store for me first. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. How does he show up?
Yeah. Let me see. Can you swaddle a baby? Can you change a diaper?
Ooh, that's true. Second
Yeah.
dad. But then you see your son calling another guy dad.
It's true.
And you're
You
like,
could Eiffel Tower my wife, dude. Are you kidding me? Can we make this happen?
that's so funny.
Pfizer, can you make this happen?
If you're
Wait, I get a nanny. I get another nanny.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely.
So he also has the love for your son. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, then
Hopefully.
this is sounding better and better. Yeah, I would have to coach him and let him know, like, hey, you don't run the show. I don't know how I'd keep him, make him cooperate.
You're
because-
number 2. Close number 2. So are
Yeah.
you letting are you letting other Jack? First of all, are you going to call him Jack?
No way.
What are you going to call him?
Mutt. No.
It's the half-breed.
I don't know what I would call him, dude, but definitely not Jack. That would be weird. But if you called him like Tom, that would also, and he looked just and
Yeah.
acted just like
It's got to
me.
be some J thing.
It's got to be my some other nickname I had or something. I don't know.
Android bitch.
Yeah.
So would you let other Jacks sleep in the bed at night?
Our bed's not big enough for 3 people.
But if you had the income of the other Jack, you could get a California king. Because I don't think the real reason you're doing this, that's what you'd tell him. You'd be like, oh, the bed's not big enough. But he'd be like, I think we could all fit.
Oh man. I mean, it's probably safer to allow him that close, other than let him scheme and plot in his own room.
That's true.
You
Keep
know?
your enemies closer.
Yeah, fucking just staring at the ceiling fan.
You're like,
trying to-
actually, no, we are going to sleep together, and I'm going to be the big spoon.
That's right. We would take good care of him,
Yeah,
and
that's a
then
good
harvest
idea.
his organs when we need them.
Sorry, I need a kidney. Yeah.
No, I would take that. I mean, over a dog, we've really turned heel on our dog. We love him, but it's just he's getting hard to justify because he doesn't do anything. He's a liability. But if a clone,
What do you mean he doesn't do anything?
the dog doesn't do anything.
Like he doesn't help out?
No, like if we're being objective about,
like he's not doing the dishes?
if we do assets and liability and we add like ways he brings money in or adds value every month, it's 0 every single month. And he has overhead costs every single month.
You're just like, you're in the red every month.
Every month. Your whole life, bro.
You're not bringing anything in.
Yeah, find something. Go find. Show.
That's funny. For most dogs, it's just like they're entertaining enough. And for you guys, you're like, no, you got to get at least a part-time
You
gig.
gotta contribute, buddy, if you're gonna stick around.
Where you guys? What happens if he doesn't meet his sales goal?
I don't know. We take his food away. No. No, it is a difficult thing with a dog and a baby that not enough people talk about the struggle, and I'm trying to normalize it. Because you realize that you only kind of loved your dog. The baby comes and you're like, oh, that's what real love is.
Yeah.
You look at the animal.
Tom Segura has that joke where he's like,
I'm sure.
if my dog he's like, I love my dog. If my dog ever tried to hurt my kid, I would drown it with my hands.
Yeah.
It's like I would hold it, even yelps. It'd be like, oh, shove it back
oh
down.
yeah, I've heard that joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real, but we're managing.
Yeah.
The classic mistake that other married couples do, I think the dog is bothering them because he needs attention once the baby gets here, but they're not giving it to him.
Uh-huh.
So they're like, the dog needs a friend.
Oh no.
And they double down on dogs.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, they're playing, but you've you just exponentially worsen your problem.
So much worse. That's what my dad did. My dad's life was literally like disintegrating, and he was like, "I'm gonna get another dog." And he got. So then he got like
I'm gonna burn it to the ground.
Dude. Literally.
Yeah.
He was losing the house, and he was like, "We're getting another dog." And we're like, "Please don't do that. We already have 2 like 90-pound dogs."
Oh.
And then the dog he got, his name was Jack.
Okay.
And he was like the cutest, like little Newfie. He was like a half Newfie puppy, so
Yeah.
he got pretty big too. Not as big as the other ones, but my dad his like everything was falling apart, so he was just like, I'm not gonna fucking train this dog at all.
Oh.
And so I was like I was like, I'm gonna take this dog under my wing. And I all I got to was him shaking, and he was phenomenal at that.
Of course.
And doing the high five. But my dad, if he ever saw me like disciplining him, like he would eat off the table, and I'd be like, Jack, stop, and he'd be like, that's my dog.
Oh no.
You do not discipline my dog.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then he would like shit in the house, and I'd be yelling at him, and he'd be like, let him do it.
Shit in the house?
He needs to learn this way.
Why would he? What did he learn?
He didn't learn anything. He just like sucked for the long as a puppy. He was
Yeah.
super cute, and then like he didn't leash train him, so he would just like run away, but he would always let him off the leash.
Yeah.
He'd be like, no, you just he would sort of just like try to teach him by just not teaching him at all.
Yeah. It's like, we're gonna let you.
It'd be like taking a kid to a batting cage and just being
Yeah. Figure it out.
like not showing him the swing or anything.
Yeah.
And then like this dog, I
Sink
would
or
literally-
swim, puppy.
Yeah, you're just throwing them into a pool. Yeah, he'll naturally do it.
If he's a real
Yeah.
dog. That's funny. Damn.
And then this is crazy.
What happened to Jack the dog? Or is
Oh,
it sad?
he died in a fire.
Oh my God.
My dad moved to a smaller house because his life was crumbling, and then literally like a couple months into living there, the house burned down. Jack was in the fire. He
Oof.
died, and then my dad blamed it on the mob. And we were like, "What are you talking about?" And then he was like, "They put sugar in my gas tank."
So the fire started with the car?
He thinks that they like lit the fire, and then they put sugar in his gas tank to like fuck up his truck.
Okay.
He was convinced it was the mob. And we're like, "Do you know the mob?"
We're
We're like, "This is news to us."
Aren't thou a mobster,
Yeah,
Dad?
yeah. It's like, who are you talking to? Because we just didn't know what was going on with him. We were like, "What are you up to?"
You're eating Velveeta shells
Yeah.
right now. You're in the mob?
And then we were like, "What'd you do for Christmas? Like, where were you?" And he was like, "I was at some guy's apartment in Philly." We're like, "Who?" And he was like, "It's just some guy in Philly."
Oh my
We're like,
God.
"Dude, what are you doing with your life right now?"
Damn, this is a very secretive man, it sounds like.
It was very confusing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I did decide that on my deathbed, I'm gonna tell a lie. I'm gonna like just start a really bad rumor and then clock out and just let the repercussions pay off.
Yeah, and be like, it was his what is it? You know what it's gonna be?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I've been mulling on it. Nothing I have is good enough. I
Something
think it'd be
make it
funny to like spin a
reverberate
really
through
elaborate
history.
one, or just you could just go silly with it and be like, your brother he's closeted gay. Like he
Yeah.
definitely is.
One more thing. One more thing.
Exactly, and then just beep. You'd really fuck up your kid's relationship. I mean, it depends. If you unfortunately get to the point where you're on your deathbed
Mhm.
and all your kids have sort of turned on you, which is what happened with my dad, at what point are you just gonna be like, I'm gonna fuck you guys up?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
drop a last bomb.
Man, that would be pretty petty.
Kind of a Hail Mary.
A Hail Mary to be like, nobody's gonna be happy.
That's kind of. I was thinking about this movie logic, where like you always see in the movies where they're like, if I can't have her, nobody can, and then they
Yes.
like try to kill the woman they're trying to get with.
Yes, we're watching
And
an
it's
OJ documentary right now. It's literally what it is, dude.
Dude, it is. It's so
Literally
crazy.
what- I didn't know that dynamic.
That
was
rationale
fully at
is so wild,
play, but yes.
and then to get away with it.
Shoo.
But yeah,
Incredible.
it's like, so you're gonna kill them? They won't sleep with you, so you're gonna kill them?
Killed them?
Oh my God!
You just jack off, you'll feel better.
Yeah, Bill Burr.
Jack off, give it 15 minutes.
Bill Burr is a bit where he was just like giving advice maybe. No, I think it was a bit where he was like, you get broken up with, take a couple days off, then you rub one out, you start putting the pieces back together. You go to the gym. It's like the process of healing has begun.
Yes.
You metamorphosis into a slightly nicer version of
Yeah,
yourself.
there's a 10,000-year-old protocol to be using right now.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Jerking off is very good for just like quick revives.
Yeah, I think it does. It keeps the world safer.
I really do, yeah.
Yeah,
I do agree with that.
it's like a safety vest for a man.
It is.
I don't know how women feel about that.
I don't trust guys who don't.
Who doesn't?
There's a comic named Trace who looks like Mr. Clean in the suburbs, and
Okay.
he said the N-word on stage, and he apparently like brags to people about how he edges.
That's what happens. Yeah, you're on edge.
It's
You're
like, yeah,
saying the
dude.
fucking N-word on stage. dude.
You've built that much tension. The only thing that can break all that
yes.
is the worst
Yeah,
possible thing
yeah.
you could say.
That's so funny.
He probably came in his pants the millisecond he said it.
Yeah, God, what a kink he just got. That's so funny.
I know.
Yeah,
gotta-
I don't know.
gotta
Every
let
now and then
demons
I'll
out.
get a reel about. They're like, you need to retain your semen if you want to become your best self. it's like I don't know.
Why are you
dude.
telling me what to do with my cock?
yeah. Well, who
It's
do you
my
work?
body, my choice.
Who do you work for?
Yeah, really, it's
What do
like,
you get out of this?
What does is this isn't Big Cum, clearly. Because Big Cum wants me to come.
Yes,
So
they
what
do.
is this whole narrative? Like who's behind this? Who's paying you to do this?
They definitely
It's all
are.
about money.
It is.
We live in a capitalistic society. I love capitalism, by the way.
Okay.
It's so sick.
I can't tell how ironic you're being.
In a way, it does ruin a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
But I do think it's kind of cool that you could just like point and be like, well, they make the most money, so
That is true.
they get to. It's a meritocracy.
That is true. It might be.
But-
it might be the closest version to fair.
Yeah.
There is. But
I don't
it's,
think there's a perfect way you can do it.
it's more. I think it resembles most like nature, right?
Yeah, it should be.
And, which is ruthless.
It's like natural selection.
Yeah, and people don't like to hear that.
No.
But that's okay. That's what it is, dude.
Yeah. What time is it?
1:45.
Okay. We can go for like 5 more minutes?
Let's do it.
All right, sweet. Yeah, it is like nature.
Yeah, and people hate that because it sounds. It's like, well, fuck. What about me? It's like, dude, you had to figure it out. And
Yeah.
That sucks.
It does
It-
suck.
But because not everyone starts with the same amount.
It's not fair.
But you did start out mostly, unless you were like handicapped. Like you're still a human. You have a human brain. You have 206 bones. You know, your immune system's there. Like
Yeah.
you have we are all equipped with that. We have a small intestines.
And large ones.
Yes. But like it sucks to be like, oh, it has to be me. It
Yeah.
sucks to make that realization.
My school, I think it was like my health class, they showed us this movie about, I think it was called like From Homeless to Harvard. And it was this girl who went from being a little homeless girl or like orphan or whatever, and then she just
I thought
was
you
like
meant,
super
a little homeless.
she
like
were-
was a little homeless.
she was fully into the homeless thing. And then she was like very diligent with her work and her studies, and she made it to Harvard, and then she got a good job or whatever. And then they were like, yeah, so, it's your fault if you don't. We're all just sitting there like, oh, shit.
Yeah, like that.
I get it.
Yeah, why did you rug pull me? I felt it
Yeah.
was so inspiring. I was like, if she could do it, I can do it. And then
Bunch of upper middle class kids were like, ugh.
yes.
So I should do better than that?
yeah.
That's a lot of pressure. I don't know.
That
I'm
is
thinking D3 liberal arts.
Yeah, that is the thing, is that the pressure in society though is also making it the pressure of capitalism is also the worst parts of the society because it's making people
It makes comedy
fully-
brutal.
yes. Yeah, it makes comedy brutal in the way it's hard, but also it's making the art form absolutely suck balls right now.
That's totally true. Yeah.
Everybody's out to get theirs, and so they don't give a fuck if everyone's doing the same material or crazy like crowd work or whatever the fuck.
That's
Like,
honestly my biggest problem with capitalism.
its
Its effect on comedy.
Are you serious? the number one?
No, I don't. I thought that'd be funny to say.
Oh, okay.
You're like, dude, we don't joke around about. That's where I draw the line.
Capitalism is killing Fluffy? Fluffy would be saying fuck if it wasn't for capitalism?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We'll never know. Dude, my lacrosse coach in college, he would literally say to us, he'd be like, "This is a dictatorship."
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
And we'd be like, "We understand." We would have
It's-
captains meetings, and he would just tell us what we were gonna do, and we'd be like, "Yep,
He was saying that the team operated as the dictatorship.
yeah."
Yeah. I think that's how I think it has to work like that in sports and small countries. They have enough people, enough resources.
At a certain threshold, you can get democratic about it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Up
yeah.
until then, you gotta have a guy that's wielding a lot of power.
Yeah, you're basically on a tribe. You're subject to a guy's moods.
I think everybody's dream is to be that guy, but be like respected. I remember like you'd read in history books, you'd be like, there was this guy who had like all these wars and all these scandals, and there was this guy, and it like succeeded this guy in like the 1400s, and then it was like, and there was this guy, it was like King Peter or whatever, and like everybody was pretty cool with King Peter. He was a good dude. Economically they did fine.
Yes.
They had a lot of good weather, so they like reaped a lot of
Yes, yeah.
good
He's
harvest.
kinda-
And then it was like, and then we went into this guy, and he fucked up, and you're like, dude, I want to be Saint Peter. They don't say
Yes.
a lot about me, but they're like, he was good.
Yeah. That's what they always say about umpires.
He didn't fuck up.
Yeah, you would know you had a good umpire if you didn't even notice him.
Really?
Yeah. Because if you notice the umpires in the game, it's because
Oh
they're
yeah, it's
fucking
because
up.
you're like, what the fuck is
You're
that?
like, this guy fucking sucks.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. So if you don't notice, then you're like, oh, I guess that was pretty fair.
He's just calling it right.
Yeah. Nobody's been screaming.
Stressful job.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I fucked that up so badly.
You have to have you have to be comfortable with people being very angry at you. Like I feel like
yeah.
you got to have like some type of it's like a kink or something.
It's equivalent to like being a cop.
I mean, think about going on the microphone as 60,000 people are booing you. You're
Yeah.
like, fucking as people are listen the fuck up. I got some bad news, motherfuckers. 15 yards this way.
Yeah, and then their team can lose, and they'll just like they know your full name because
Yeah.
at the beginning they're like, yeah, they don't have anonymous refs.
No.
They're like, this is the guy doing it.
That would be so funny if refs had to wear like executioner's masks.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, dude.
You get to wear the mask, but we get to put your address on the screen when we show your name.
Maybe one day.
Dude, there was this guy that I read a book about, and his whole thing was like trying to find the city of gold in the Amazon. And
Tenochtitlan. What was the city? What's the city? of gold?
Manoa.
Manoa?
Yeah.
That's what it's called?
Uh huh.
Okay.
What the hell did you say?
I tried to say the Aztec capital.
Teotihuacan.
It's like
I can't-
Tenochtitlan.
Tenochtitlan. I've read it a million times.
Sorry to the Aztecs out there, you guys.
We formally apologize to all the
Yeah.
Aztec listeners.
Don't sacrifice me to the sun god and throw my head down a pyramid.
I always get fucking Pizarro and Cortez messed up.
I heard something. I was
So
listening to a book. Yeah, I don't know the difference either. I know
I
Cortez.
think Pizarro was Incas. Yeah.
Okay.
Cortez was Aztecs or Mayans. All right,
Damn.
sorry.
I think Cortez was first. I heard something about it the other day. I was reading an audiobook. Or I'm
They're
listening
both
to it.
insane.
Yeah.
One of them was just like 13 dudes all huddled up, and they're like, "Should we just fucking
Should we
take
just
this
take over
shit? Should we just? Dude, can you imagine? Can you imagine being with your boys and you're like, we're in the Capitol, surrounded by fucking 50,000 of them. They're just like,
We're just-
they've never seen a horse before. Should we just take this?
We might lose like 2 guys. But I'm pretty
Then
sure
there'd be a guy like, dude, they outnumber us 1,000,000 to 1. Like, dude, we have guns. Like
we could just fucking
they've
take over.
never seen them before.
Oh, dude.
If
Yeah.
we just knock that guy with the silly crown out, they'll just immediately
That's
take
true.
our
Yeah,
side.
yeah, exactly. We blow one guy's head off, dude.
This isn't about beating a million. This is about beating one guy who's not protected, by the way.
Damn. I guess that had to be because, like, dude, we're from Europe. Like, we
Yeah.
fucking come on. These people.
Dude, and the fucking they like showed their hands so quick because with like all the white skin, they like thought they were gods or whatever.
Oh.
Just imagine being like, they think we're gods.
Gods. Yeah, and we have guns.
Yeah.
Like,
Guns, germs, and
you
steel.
kind of have. Yeah. I have that book and I've read 30 pages of it, but it's kind of your only option because otherwise they're gonna figure out that.
What are we
maybe
gonna go home with our tails between our legs?
Well, they might think that you're eventually find out you're mortal, and they want to. They're like, well, what if we
Yeah.
what if we start sacrificing the gods?
I was just gonna say, they're like, what if we play like a game of like kicking a stone around through hoops,
Yeah.
and then they're like, the winner, you win, and then they're like, well, now you get your heart torn out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I bet that they probably thought there were gods, but there were probably enough people there that they're like, man, I don't know about these fucking dudes. Like, there's
Yeah,
enough people to be like,
One person sees them fart or something.
It's like,
God farts. God rips ass.
that smells awful,
Holy
dude.
shit.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is how that went down. They were like in Cuba and they hopped over to the eastern shore of Mexico, and Cortez drilled holes in all their boats while they were sleeping.
So badass.
Yeah, and he's like, "We're not going back." He's like, "There's one boat left. You can go if you want." And everyone's like, "I guess we'll just take over Mexico."
That's so sick.
This little fraternity.
Yeah. At that point, you're just like, well, let's just fucking go for it.
Yeah, at that point, you have nothing to lose. It's like you're already dead in your mind.
It kind of upsets me that we don't get to be in significant events like that anymore. Because I feel like most stuff has been sort of done in a cool way. With technology, it's like, we're going to take you over virtually. But back then, it was like, we're going to go run at you and scream with like holding shit above our
I bet
head.
they were way happier. Like their lives were way harder, and their wounds never closed. Ever, dude. They're just bleeding their whole life.
Yeah, it'd always be like, as a boy, he got a paper cut. He was known as Paper Cut till he died at 43 of a ripe old age.
Just bleeding your whole life. Yeah, but they're probably so happy because they're like, I'll never know how long I'll live, and I get drunk and
Yeah, guys would compete to be the person that's like leading the charge.
yeah,
They'd be like, I want to do it.
you're really motivated.
And I'd be like,
you're
go for it, dude.
yeah,
I'll be in the back with the fucking bow and arrow.
yeah. You should do it. Yeah, man.
You should die for us, man.
Yeah.
Die for England. Go ahead.
Start your own mutiny.
This year's not gonna. This war's not gonna last for another 29 years. I promise.
Yes. Damn.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we have to go to work now.
Yeah.
All right.
Still
do
have
you
your
have any-
job though. That's cool.
Yeah, temporarily. Do you have a? No, I'm gonna keep it. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, you're gonna come there. There's gonna be the Nazi flags by your desk.
And I'm like, fuck. Then I'm gonna be like, no, it's the Buddhist symbol for peace. I forgot the
thank
yoga ladies brought this in.
in.
This one actually gives off a good energy. The other, it's like an anti.
It's
If you
like
think about it, it's an
yin-
anti-swastika.
Yin yang.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, do you have any closing statements or words of wisdom?
No. I made that story up about my third grade teacher.
I mean, yeah, everything that we just said was made up. All right.
Thanks, man.
Yep, absolutely. Let's get the hell out of here. Or I'm going to get the hell out of here. Is your ass wet?
I think I'm okay.